guilty of crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? We're back. I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and it's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Today, we're talking about, did Jennifer Soto's case get botched? Police corruption and family ties, y'all. And then we are going to do a call-in. So how's everybody doing? What's up? Say hello to everybody. Put your comments down in chat, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for all notification. I took a look at a lot of you saying that you don't get a notification, and actually only like 30% of you have the all notifications on. All right, so you guys put all notifications so you can know when I'm coming live. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Peanut butter. What's up? Hit that like button, everybody. Look at that crazy peanut butter. Hi, Jay. How you guys doing, everybody? Good to see you. Henrietta, Leanne, I'm glad you made a live. Nikki, how you doing? Mary Heller, good to see. Foxy, how's everyone doing today? Carly, I saw you in here. Sandra, good to see you guys. All right. What's up, everybody? A lot going on today. Well, it's Friday. Friday's always a good day. I'm gonna guess that the one phone call you guys listen to with Grizzly True Crime. So we're trying to get our ish together and get some more FOIAs so we can have the information and, well, go along with this true crime thing and stay up where we can use our own content. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see what we get in next week. Hopefully we get something back from them. That would be great. If we don't, then we're going to use the audio, because by then I saw other YouTubers in Grizzly True Crime's chat. I saw YouTubers in there, sucking up to her. And I guarantee you that the phone calls are already out there on other channels. So I'm going to wait till next week, because I have content. I have content that nobody's going to see for months. All right. Yeah, I was old. And, I want to bring a point to that, Lisa. See, thank you for saying that. It was last year. It was almost a year ago. So I went into my posts and somebody asked me, they posed the question, are you upset now that you're talking to Stephen Stern's parents after hearing the calls? And I'm like, no, I hear that all the time. All the time I hear Chris and Deb complaining about the YouTubers. Yes, I'm a YouTuber too, but I'm not in the same category. Nobody is in the same category. I'm not. Grizzly True Crime is like 300, 400,000 deep. Everybody's in their own category. I'm not in that category. And even if they did talk shit about me before, so what? I've been talking major shit about Stephen Stearns. So there you go. Yeah, why would I be? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand it sometimes. I don't understand why I would be upset. Even if these phone calls were from last week, I still wouldn't be upset. And I still know all the nicknames that they call everyone. I haven't heard my nickname yet, but I know they call Plunder Blunder because they say that she botches a lot of stuff. They don't call Grizzly True Crime by her name at all, but I'm not even going to say what what that is. Not going to say that. We'll wait for the calls to come out and let you hear that yourself. So, meandering in, heard his dad put 100 on. Now that's old. It's old. Jen's a Gypsy. What's up? Rachel Burton. It's old. They put commissary on his books all the time. All right. For his birthday, they got him 6 books, root beer candy, and all kinds of other stuff. Okay. So the commissary is like uber old. Let me tell you right now, so you're not disappointed. They do that all the time. All right. They do that all. They're always giving him stuff. All right. Andrea Johnson. Yes. Thank you for saying that. And I love your no bad vibes. You know, this is just taking me as a person to another level. It's taking me to another level of where I didn't think I would be. It's just helping me grow as a person, and I feel like I'm a better person for it. So, I'm going to tune out all the junk. Stefan is absolutely making fun of Jen, and I wish I could share with you guys. Oh my God. I have 2 giant text messages that I can't share directly from Stefan right now this morning. I also have they're like letters. They're text messages, but it's text messages from Deb and text messages from Stefan, and they're timestamped from this morning and last night. So Deb's letting me read them, but she did not give me the okay to share, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, it's just making me a better person for myself, and it has nothing to do with you or you or you or you or you or anybody else. And yeah, Deb, somebody asked me yesterday what I'm getting out of it and what Deb is getting out of it. And really, like, I do feel for her. I do feel for her because she didn't do the crime Stefan did. Yes, she's supporting him as a mother, and she doesn't want him to take his own life, which I get. Now, many of you probably do, right? I said it before, get out the gun and let's just go pedo hunting, right? But we're all human adults here, and we can separate different things. We can compartmentalize our feelings into different categories because we're not 12 years old anymore. All right. So welcome everybody. Welcome. How you doing? Good to see you. Let's talk about this. Now, one of the ladies from Florida. Now, and none of the ones that when I talk about Florida ladies, I'm talking about people in the crime crew. Somebody messaged me and they sent me this about Jen Soto, and it sparked me. There is a connection between Jen Soto not being charged and these crooked cops that got busted in Florida. All right. Andrea says, way to be a good human. Hearing from Deb through you makes me feel for her as a mom. This is earth shattering for his family. Right. Especially when I think about it from a mom's point that your son might take his own life, and just take out of the equation whoever her son is, just as a freaking person, as a basic human being. Right. So yeah, hot tea from Florida. So the Florida ladies came to me, and I have a bunch of notes right here because it's been a while since they send it to me. But it says the defense will not work through the years. He proves he could even erase cell phones and getting ran over, turning into a sexual sick predator. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff today. Let's start with the crooked cop bust. I put it in there. It's the civil rights lawyer, and we're going to talk about that. But I want to hear what you have to say. And when I do call-ins, the call-ins are going to be anything and everything you want to talk about in the Madeline Soto case. As long as you're respectful, you can disagree with me, but we can agree to disagree and talk like normal humans. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do call-ins after we talk about the crooked cops busted and police chief resigning in Florida. And I'll give you some of my theories and the ladies from Florida that wrote me about this case. Michelle, thank you for the 4-month membership. And anybody else that has the means to get a membership, gift a membership, or donate to myself or the John Walsh missing and exploited children, please do. Please do. And if the mods, you can drop some links. We need some links for the missing and exploited children. We need some links for the merch. And obviously, we got other gifts here. Opt in to win a 420 membership, you guys. We're always trying to give things away and make everybody's day just a little bit brighter. All right. So even though we are doing true crime here, I really do love helping people in general. It doesn't matter if you're, the homeless person sitting down outside of the restaurant. I'm going to give you more than likely what you need for the next couple hours. I don't judge. Even if you're trying to buy yourself a tall can, hey man, here's some money for a tall can, or you could buy some food. That's up to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? All right, justice for Maddie. Thank you for being a member for 8 months. Good to see you, Sadie's mama. Yeah, did you guys see that? Rest in peace, Tamagotchis. I should share that post. I don't want to take away from Grish. So go to Grish's channel. He did a Tamagotchi post with Jen Soto. And he like photoshopped in some pixels of Jen Soto's face on a Tamagotchi. Now a tall can is it's one of the most it's beer. It's like you see a lot of people walking around with tall cans here in San Jose or in the city. People walk around with tall cans. That's beer. All right. So yeah, I saw that. I saw the Tamagotchi with Jen Soto's face, and it's funny because Jen the Potato Soto is catching on, you guys. What's up? You did win a blanket. You did. I wish I had that blanket. Thank you, Andrea Johnson, so much for the $1.99 super sticker. And MM Clar, thank you for the $4.99. Beautiful Jake, Extraordinary Mods, and Crime Crew. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling good. Let me know if anybody sees Sharon rolling in here. Sharon, my Leo twin, let me know. Purple Dragon. Yeah, lots of different kinds of toys, right? Toys, Tamagotchis, all the stuff. So hashtag arrest Jen Soto. That's a big reason why we're here. We don't want to let that one go. Let's talk about the crooked cops, and I'll get my notes ready while I'm doing it. So I can let you know kind of some of the things. Yeah, that Soto Tamagotchi was funny with Grish. Now, calling all people that know Grish, I'm going to message him in a minute and see if he is going to come through here later and maybe call in. Kalisa says, yeah, if anyone needs a tall can, it's a person who has nothing else. Like if it was a situation in a beer, probably help me feel better. Well, see, that's the thing is when I'm walking into 7-Eleven in the morning to go buy some snacks, and this person is obviously withdrawing because they don't have their alcohol and they're feeling terrible, and they ask for money, I usually give it to them. And I say, hey, whatever you use it for, that's on you. Because they're going to usually walk in right after me and go buy a tall can because they're withdrawing from it. So, it's people are people, man. People are people. If you love people, you love people. If you don't, you don't. If you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person. I can't help just feeling how I do. So it is what it is. Peanut butter. Jay, you're the hardest worker on this case. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Well, that's very sweet. I appreciate that. All right. If you're not subbed up to him, I highly recommend. I very intelligent, very interesting perspectives. And he does read the case files, which is awesome. I'm very happy that he knows the case. A lot of people that delve into the Jen Soto, Stephen Stearns, Madeline Soto saga don't even know what they're talking about. So let's get to this. It's not very long, but while we're doing this, you guys think about what you want to talk about when you call in. All right.
Of his arms behind him, and Andrew Basagio delivered 2 knee strikes.
There's blood everywhere. My knee spike busted his face open.
Okay.
Well, I got blood on me. I need something to clean my hands with. All right. I tased him several times.
Taking his knee and putting it in Sean Kastner's face, resulting in trauma to Mr. Kastner's face. He was then tased 7 times in his living room.
To knee spike somebody in the face, it has to reach a level where you feel that your life is in danger. Obviously, that was not at that point. The video is troubling.
Shocked. Absolutely shocked.
It's crazy what's happening with the Kissimmee, Florida Police Department. Here's how things started for their newest police chief in May of 2023, Betty Holland.
The Kissimmee Police Department has announced Holland as their new police chief.
All right, now you guys totally recognize her. She was one of the first people that came out and did a press conference for Stephen Stearns, right? What's up, Michael? Good to see you, my friend. I hope a lot of my friends come in here today that I haven't seen in quite some time. Punk Banjo, how you doing? I really miss hanging out with you guys and just chit-chatting, having call-ins and everything being just cool and chill. Man, All right. Yeah, she's out of there. She's resigned. And that's what we're talking about. Crooked cops busted. How the heck is this affecting the Jen Soto case? Oh, think again. Think again, guys. And another thing that you guys should think about is Yolanda. Now, I don't want to come after Yolanda, and we've done some big deep dives into her past because I know she's well connected with politicians and the police force in that area. So I don't want to share the background checks that I have, but just know what's happening there, right? Good to see you under the mystic moon. Hey, everyone. Lost track of time making homemade pizza. All right, let's go. Yeah, this lady right here. Crooked cops busted. Police chief resigns. Here we go.
Holland says her top priorities include strengthening community relationships and training.
It's my responsibility to ensure they grow and they become, the best person they can be.
And here's how things are going now.
In the last 2 hours, the city of Kissimmee announced it has accepted the resignation of Chief Betty Holland after another Kissimmee police officer was indicted by a grand jury his use of force on a man during an arrest.
Betty Holland has resigned as chief of police after taking over that role in May of 2023.
So body cam footage from this one incident has now led to the resignation of the Kissimmee police chief, Betty Holland, along with 10 other officers who are also under investigation.
Some officers who are still employed with the Kissimmee Police Department were either not forthcoming or outright lied during interviews and testimony before the grand jury.
You are allowed to resist an unlawful arrest. So if somebody's unlawfully in your house, like this particular instance where law enforcement was unlawfully in your home, you're allowed to lawfully resist them without violence, which is what happened.
So I know you recognize both of these law enforcement officers. This guy is like the head. He's been in this since the beginning. Now, this lady, the lady that resigned, Betty Holland, was one of the people in charge during the beginning of the Madeline Soto case, and she dropped the ball, in my opinion, and according to it. That's Andrew Bain, yes, another one involved in the case, and Jen Soto still not arrested. Now, I got a message from somebody in Florida saying when this whole thing happened, the things got buried in the Madeline Soto case. Yolanda is one of the ladies that has influence over some of these people, including these ones, and the community in general, you guys. So yeah, there's something up with the Kissimmee police, and it stinks. And what stinks a lot is that Jen Soto lied so much. Yeah, she's the chief. She's the chief. We got the police chief resigns, Betty Holland. We're just getting into it. Thank you. All right. So this shows a big system failure. And I'm going to go as far as to say a cover up, you guys, a cover up. And a lot of people back that theory in that area. The Orange County officers are still working on the documents that they have to go through from the police chief and this guy here. All right. So think about that as we watch this. Shannon Cade, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, they got paid to drop the ball. That's right, Wilted Lettuce. Dirty cops are like a gang, and you can't infiltrate that. When you're in it, you cannot infiltrate that. Oh, God, Jen lied about so much that morning. That's just one of the things. They tried to detract us from finding Madeline Soto. When I say they, Jen and Stefan stuck to that narrative of the church CCTV, knowing that that was not Maddie. All right. Now, Henrietta says a cop lied about excessive force and she approved his paperwork. And Jen Soto, they had a lot of paperwork on her, enough that they were tracking her vehicle and her. And yet she's still out there and she's still free. All right. Right, civil rights lawyer, baby.
Announced the findings of a grand jury in indictment of Kissimmee police officer Andrew Baseggio.
The grand jury found the Kissimmee Police Department harbored a culture of silence or a culture of covering up misconduct.
Where officer misconduct is not only not reported, but accepted.
To our community, I want you to know that we are committing to restoring and earning your trust daily.
Shocked. Absolutely shocked.
You know, all these things that they found, it's nothing unusual. Stuff like this happens across the country. What's unusual here is the way this has been handled. They are actually cleaning up the situation. I'll show you the body cam footage that triggered all this. It would basically just be a routine video that I cover here on my channel.
So it's one lie, and they try to cover it up with another lie, and then it just mushrooms into something that we never intended it to be. And that's kind
You're right. I had to mute it. We're good. Yeah, Reese made me mute. I'm back. We want to get justice for Madeline Soto, and how are we going to get that? With these people covering things up and people in influence. You can hear me now. I'm not muted. I had to mute to talk to Reese, all right? I'm not muted anymore. I'm not muted. I just had to mute it for a second to talk to my daughter. All right, let's go.
of what happens in the department sometimes. And unfortunately, this is what happened here.
But first, you know how I love these promotional videos that police departments put out. I found this one that the Kissimmee Police Department did a few years ago. So I did them the favor of sprucing it up just a little bit and updating it. Check it out.
What we're looking for when we recruit an officer to the Kissimmee Police Department is, our integrity, our honor. That is the cornerstone of what we do in law enforcement.
We promote teamwork.
We value dignity.
We strive to do everything that we can to serve the community and do it in the right way.
It's very important for us to shed a...
I'm surprised they don't have Jen Soto in that promotional video there, guys. Where's Jen Soto? Where is Jen Soto? And where's Grish when we need him? Hey, Grish, can you edit in a picture of Jen Soto? Let's plop her in there next to that police officer, and then we'll put Yolanda on the other side there. Thank you, Don Grandma, a 3. Appreciate you. All right.
Positive light to let the public know that we're still humans and we are all in this together.
Everything centers around building relationships in our organization. So that's not only inside the building, but our dealings with the community.
Jesse, in the last 2 hours, the city of Kissimmee announced it has accepted the resignation of Chief Betty Holland. This decision comes after the state attorney's office sent the city a letter raising concerns about her credibility and
about her credibility. What do you mean, CC? Did you just come in? Family ties are Jen Soto's mom. Not even just Jen Soto's mom, CC. Jen Soto's dad also has some weight in that community, but mostly Yolanda Zambrano. All right. She's got this tax/real estate company. And there's a lot going on in that area, you guys, with Yolanda. And when I first started this case, I heard a lot about Yolanda pushing her weight in Kissimmee to get Tyler ran out of there. Tyler is Maddie's biological dad. Yes, Jen's parents. Ding, 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 ding. All right. That's a family ties. Jen's parents, but mostly Jen's mom. Now, from what I hear, and I don't know anything else about Juan, but I do hear that that Juan, when Juan walks in the room, he demands that his presence be known, and he throws his weight around, meaning he has some weight to throw around. We've always talked about Yolanda, but now we're talking further about it and her ties to these corrupt officers and law enforcement in Kissimmee. All right.
The credibility of others within the department after another Kissimmee police officer was indicted by a grand jury his use of force on a man during an arrest.
The police chief and deputy chief resigned. Other officers are on administrative leave. 11 are targeted for investigations.
The issues.
Well, Anna, see, I hear another story from other people in Florida. Now, I'm not saying that she's like the big boss of, Florida, but what I'm saying is she does have influence, and she does have a big influence with the Hispanic community. So I'm hearing one thing from Anna, who is in Orlando or in Florida, and then I got another person that's really close to this case that says something much different. All right. So yeah, gel for Jen Soto, and good to see you, Sharon. My Leo twin popped in here.
The grand jury and the state attorney's office identified are deeply troubled.
Raising deep concerns as to the issues about systematic practices within the Kissimmee Police Department.
Body-worn camera footage showed the involved officers laughing about the incident.
I get out of my car, I talk to people. I feel like community involvement is probably one of the top things every agency should be thinking about. You need to know who you're serving. They need to understand where you're coming from.
Well, if you could sum up the grand jury's take on the Kissimmee Police Department, you could say it's a mess for a number of reasons, including lack of integrity for some staff members, lack of training, and scariest of all, a code of silence that allegedly allowed Officer Andrew Botched to basically get away with beating a man.
When we say family, we really mean family. We treat each other like that.
And see, that's what I mean by coming here. And you could agree to disagree, right? You could agree to disagree. I have this giant mass message here about the corruption going on in Florida with Yolanda and Kissimmee Police Department, and about the resignation and how Yolanda is connected heavily to the Hispanic community and police officers, law enforcement, public officials. So yeah, I mean, there's a heads up on the investigation. They may still be looking into some of these officers, but this is, I thank you, Marcy. I see Sharon. This is just a promotional video. This doesn't mean a damn thing. This video is just.
We want everybody to feel like they are welcomed, like they're included.
I will give you the same challenge I give to anybody in our community.
The grand jury found this culture of non-reporting extended to Botched's punishment, which was limited to a single day off without pay, and labeled merely as a, quote, failure to obey policies, thus avoiding mandatory reporting to the Criminal Justice Standards and Training Commission, the agency responsible for maintaining ethical standards in law enforcement.
Come give the Kissimmee Police Department a chance, and you'll see what's in our heart. Come visit us, come ride along with our officers. I promise you, you'll want to be a member of our organization.
I love how they edited that. You want to be a member of our organization. Gotta love that. You gotta love it in general. Thank you, Modern Soul Danny, for becoming a member. In general, you guys gotta remember that we got the good guys, the bad guys, and the people in between, and then the people that blend in as a good person until they they do something really bad and you find out. Thank you for renewing. I appreciate you, all of you that are here. I cannot wait to talk to you today. For those of you that were on the members only, did you guys watch the some of you guys, if you watched the members only this last week, let me know. If you know about the members only, we did the Jen Soto. I mean, not Jen Soto, Lori Vallow, and it pulled it down. It pulled it down. So man, I'm oh my goodness, I'll tell you guys later. But if you were there, put a 1 in chat. Sadie's mama, you were there. Marilyn, you were there. Did you guys watch me do the Lori Vallow video and it pulled it down? All right, I just have to ask that because there's a whole thread now. You got pulled down while it was there because Lori Vallow, that channel, Yeah, and I got pulled down while we were watching it. That channel didn't want us to replicate the video or show it because it's like a Dateline NBC. So I just wanted to make sure you guys, it's no big deal. It's really not a big deal. If I were to put on Dateline NBC right now and try to play it for you, it would pull it down too within minutes. And that's happened before. I just want to make sure you guys were there to witness that. I've got this whole campaign now that says, Jay got copyright strike. She's going down. If you were there, you were there. The Arizona News just came out with a new station, and they did a Lori Vallow interview, and they didn't like that anybody was using it. So, Andrea Johnson, thank you for becoming a member. That's so funny. You guys have no idea how twisted some things are, and maybe today we'll open up some eyes with letting you guys know just a little bit more how twisted and effed up things are. You have no idea. No idea except from what you hear me say. Maybe you do have an idea, but boy.
Today
Exactly.
we are here to share the grand jury's findings and recommendations for the use of force involving Kissimmee police officer Andrew Passaggio.
During a press conference last week, Florida State Attorney Andrew Bain announced the findings of the grand jury following this misconduct investigation and indictment of Kissimmee police officer Andrew Passaggio. This investigation came after Officer Passaggio was accused of attacking a man inside his home while other police officers allegedly covered it up in August of 2024.
In August, the Oslo County grand jury indicted Officer Passaggio on 6 charges. One of them being felony battery, 2 counts of tampering with a witness, official misconduct, solicitation of perjury, and misdemeanor battery. These charges stem.
What do you mean? What about Madeline? Cece? Are you guys in chat? What are you guys talking about in chat? Let's talk about justice for Maddie Soto. Right now, we're talking about crooked cops being busted and the weight that's been pulled with the family. Okay. All right. So that's what we're talking about. You're not going to hear anything. They're not talking about Maddie. We're talking about them being kicked out and what is yeah, we'll get blocked. All right. Yeah. I'm not sure. Sometimes I feel like somebody missed the whole sentence that I said before.
From an incident that happened in 2023. And with a 911 call resulted in Officer Passaggio's knee spiking a man in the face, causing serious injury.
The body cam footage shows a struggle between Sean Kastner and his father outside their home.
No, get out and shut the door. No, I'm not coming out.
Officers then entered the residence.
No, get out and shut the door.
But then the video cuts to black. And what happens next inside that home prompted this prosecutor's office to open a use of force investigation, and that was in April of 2023, just 1 month after the new police chief came into Kissimmee.
I didn't threaten anybody's life.
I didn't say anything about anyone getting blocked. I'm not sure what we're referring to, but Kelly says my family member got unalived in Orlando, and the investigation went on hold the next day because the leader went on her vacation the next day, right? Man, yeah. No, a lot of people haven't seen this, and that's why I was encouraged to show this to you, because we're trying to, just playing stuff over and over about Maddie and repicking things apart is not helping anything, and it's not helping to understand anything. So what will help to understand with the corruption happening is this video, right? That's what's going to help to understand what's happening. Am I ever going to tell you the content? Jennifer Soto, case botched, police corruption and family ties. Police corruption right there. I'm like in the Twilight Zone.
I didn't want to hurt myself. I'm not going to Park Place.
He is okay.
This is harassment. I'll calm down. You can't baker after me because I'm not suicidal against myself. I didn't threaten anybody's life, and I'm asking you nicely, can you take the cuffs off? I didn't do anything. You can't have me in cuffs right now because I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't fight you. I didn't know. He tried to make it look like I pushed him. He's trying to get me in trouble.
One officer on the scene described the incident saying, "We went hands-on to arrest him, and he's sweaty. He has no shirt on. We got him pinned against the couch right there. He kept fighting, so I gave him a couple of knee spikes to the face. Good ones. Split his face open. He got blood everywhere.
Multiple uses of force. Okay.
And this is specifically in the same area and all the same law enforcement that you guys saw going on and doing these announcements and doing these announcing the charges, announcing what happened, announcing that Maddie got found. And then when they're off camera, this is what's happening here. Yeah, I don't know. I try to it's like you want to engage with your audience, and then you get an audience that just like doesn't listen, that's not listening, and you try to pick and choose. So anyhow, let's keep going. And you guys will have the opportunity to speak if you want to call in after. All right.
My knee spike, there's blood everywhere. My knee spike busted his face open.
Okay.
Well, I got blood on me. I need something to clean my hands with. All right. Okay. I tased him several times.
The officer added that he used a taser on Kastner, who was later arrested with visible injuries, including blood on his face and something lodged in his back. The incident triggered an internal investigation into honesty within that police department. On October 21st, State Attorney Andrew Bain's office sent a letter to Kissimmee leadership requesting a formal investigation into allegations of untruthfulness and misconduct by some members of the police department. And it also follows an Osceola County grand jury's findings and recommendations. In the letter, Bain's office said the
All right, so let me just real quickly, Calista, nobody got a copyright strike. Nobody got a copyright strike. When you're a content creator on YouTube, sometimes people are really strict about you using their information. And if you play more than like a couple minutes at a time, or you don't stop it, like this guy TCRL, he wants us to play this and he wants you to react to it. This is not like NBC, so nobody copy struck anything. Colby's just got pulled down too, and I'm talking about Lori Vallow now. The Lori Vallow case, I did a members only for you, but it got pulled down by YouTube because I played too many minutes straight in a row of that video. So not one person on YouTube got a copyright strike. They just pulled it down and they didn't let me have the video. So people were asking, why did you pull the video? Why did you delete it? I didn't delete it. The YouTube deleted it. Yeah, Dateline makes money off of Peacock subscriptions and so many other people. Yeah, nothing happened. YouTube didn't want me playing the video. That was it. They took it down. They did that to Colby when he did it, and I totally forgot to break it up into segments. All right. But yeah, there's a whole video that says guilty of crime, copyright strike. I'm like, I didn't know that happened. Wow. I'm also wearing a yellow shirt today. Do you see that? Now, if the police really wanted to arrest Spencer, they would have. Beyond me why she's still not arrested. And that's what we're talking about today, Monster 408. The people that originally started the investigation are now gone, and they've turned over the paperwork elsewhere, but they're still looking at Jen Soto, and nothing's been filed. All right. I look great in yellow. Thank you. You like my yellow shirt, guys?
investigation initially focused on the 2023 use of force case involving Officer Baseggio, who responded to a disturbance and entered a home without a warrant and violated the department's use of force policy to take a man into custody. The grand jury found that the Kissimmee Police Department fosters a culture of silence, where officer misconduct is not only not reported, but it's accepted.
The grand jury found the Kissimmee Police Department harbored a culture of silence.
All right, now remember, this guy and the police chief, both of these two are the people that you saw in the very front of the case. All right, so I'm sure Maddie's case is going to get a Dateline, a 2020, a Peacock, and everything else. Yeah, we got that in your head now. The police coming straight from the underground. Where's Grish? He can finish the rest for us. All right. All right, Leanne, be right back. I'm sorry you didn't pass your test, but we love NWA still to this day. Thank you. And you love my yellow shirt. Thank you. I'm also wearing pink glasses pink glasses with zebra stripes on them. Can you see him? What's up, me love creep? Good to see you, my friend. Been on vacation, finally caught alive. All right, let's talk about these crooked cops.
Or a culture of covering up misconduct.
Evidence and testimony that was presented to the grand jury showed that the officers failed to report Botchd's excessive use of force, which went on for several minutes without intervention from the two other officers on the scene, and the body cam showed the other officers on the scene laughing about the incident.
The grand jury found that the Kissimmee Police Department fosters a culture of silence where officer misconduct is not only not reported, but accepted. Evidence and testimony presented to the grand jury showed officers failed to report Botchd's excessive use of force, which went on for several minutes without intervention from two other officers who was on the scene. Body-worn camera footage showed the...
And in a little bit, I will go so you guys can get all hyped up. We didn't finish half of yesterday. What was on Stephen Stern's phone, and did he consent to the search with Vinny, and also listening to some more of Jen Soto. If you guys need that to be pumped up for it to say Maddie and listen to Jen over and over and over, that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to have some really cool call-ins. Again, I hope Grish calls in. I'm going to text him right now. Sharon Belko, thank you so much for the $4.99 super sticker and all you guys that support the channel. Yes, in my opinion, Jen Soto is guilty and needs to be arrested. And I'm convinced of that more and more every single day. Now, Kelly, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say anything about what we talked about at all. If I can give a brief overview of that, let me know in chat. I won't say details. I'll just kind of talk just a quick overview of what you have to do with this case at all. All right, justice for Maddie. Let me text Grish and see if I can get him to call in.
Involved officers laughing about the incident and intentionally avoiding discussing it on their body-worn camera.
I get out of my car, I talk to people. I feel like community involvement is probably one of the top things every agency should be thinking about. You need to know who you're serving. They need to understand where you're coming from.
Statements made by other officers at the scene suggest that officers were aware that the use of force that night was excessive, and still they did nothing.
When we say family, we really mean family. We treat each other like that. We want everybody to feel like they are welcome, like they're included.
The grand jury,
as you could see, they're cutting back and forth kind of as an ironic thing because it's just ridiculous. You see this promotional thing and these people are so corrupt. Jen Soto's mom, Yolanda, is so corrupt, in my opinion. I believe, and I've seen lawsuits, you guys. I've seen lawsuits that woman has, and she's suing other people. She's all about suing and the connections with the Hispanic community and doing things that aren't right. And I'm betting that she has some ties to why Jen Soto's not arrested. Now, Kelly, just a quick story, guys. If you were on yesterday watching the Corey Michelow case with me, I'm not going to say like too much detail, but I want you guys to hear something funny. And I really hope that it does help arrest the potato Soto. Now, Stefan is starting to recognize that the world is seeing Jen Soto as being part of it. And people are looking at him to speak up about it, to speak up about what part Jen Soto played, right? Now, that could be a whole, that could just be him saying that in trial. When Stefan goes to trial, he could just blame it on Jen so that they can have, right, pointing at hers and him and whatever. But a quick funny story. Kelly messaged me. Kelly was just on the screen a minute ago. Kelly messaged me and she sent me a letter that she sent to Stephen Stearns. And I'm not going to divulge what the letter said or any of that. But she sent Stephen Stearns a letter like you all want to. She sent a nasty letter. It was funny though, super funny. Just like, you're a piece of shit, that kind of letter, like what you did to Maddie, right? But she addressed it as Jen the Potato Soto. So they gave it to Stephen Stern. Thank you, Marcy, for the 299. They gave they showed Stephen that he had a letter and that it said it was Jen the Potato Soto, and they gave him some other descriptive information about Kelly's letter. And that was the same day that Kelly contacted me and said, "Hey, I sent Stephen a letter." Well, Stefan's mom sent me the response to the letter, and Stephen was completely trash talking. Yes, they gave him the letter, like the envelope and who it was from, but they wouldn't give him the letter because the letter had a bunch of things in it that was like insulting and kind of like not kind of but mean. The return address said Jen's address on it. So Stefan goes texts his mom and says, "Hey mom, I got this letter and it's this crazy. It says Jen's address, but it was like insulting, so they wouldn't give it to me." So it's just crazy. So the same day Kelly told me about it was the same day Deb said somebody sent Stefan a letter and they wouldn't give it to him, but it said it was from Jen. Well, he also wrote down a bunch of, he said, explicitives about Jen Soto. So a lot of times he's starting to talk more trash and speak up about, and I hope it comes out soon about Jen Soto. So just know, I know we want him to speak up. He's lied all the way through, and so is Jen Soto, but I really want her to be pulled into it. Yes, that was the letter that they wouldn't let him read, and his response was, everything about it was hilarious. At some point it will all come out and I'll be able to tell you. Yes, I will be able to tell you a lot of more things. I just can't tell you right now. I just can't tell you everything right now. I have a lot of things to tell you. All right. So I thought it was funny. Kudos to Kelly. Kelly did it. Kelly, try again. Send another letter. Maybe tone some things down and see if it makes it to him. Or don't tone things down and just maybe it won't get to him. But if you tone it down and you use some different wording, they'll let him have it. So it's not that strict. It's not that strict. It's just what she wrote was really like, right? All right. Let's do a little bit more and then I know you guys are anxious to see Jen lying some more.
Found this culture of non-reporting extended to Basaggio's punishment, which was limited to a single day off without pay and labeled merely as a, quote, failure to obey policies, thus avoiding mandatory reporting to the Criminal Justice Standards and Training Commission, the agency responsible for maintaining ethical standards in law enforcement. The grand jury went on to say it lacks confidence in the Kissimmee Police Department's command staff and has requested the city conduct a thorough evaluation of that group.
Everything centers around building relationships in our organization. So that's not only inside the building, but our dealings with the community.
Well, first of all, Kathy, love you, girl, but I would never be able to tell you what her connections are when you say who she met. I would never say any of that on my channel, even if I knew for sure. But Yolanda does have enough money to hire Jen a decent lawyer, and she does have enough money and pull in her community to get to some of the people that make decisions. Would I ever tell you who? Absolutely not. I do not want anybody coming after me. I'm just giving you the 1,000-foot view, just like I'm giving you of the letter that Jen the Potato Soto supposedly wrote to Stephen Stinky Stearns. All right. Amy, Pennsylvania. Jay, I made it. Emailed you about my daughter. Thank you so much for responding and so quickly. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. All right. Let's keep going.
And jury found that despite clear evidence of misconduct in Officer Basaggio's use of force incident, that former Chief Holland chose not to criminally investigate the incident initially and failed to.
No, I'd be happy to read some of the letter, Kelly. I didn't know you wanted me to divulge it. I thought you didn't want me to. So I get all day long people telling me stuff, but I can't say something. Hey Jay, this is just for you. Don't say anything. So I don't say anything unless somebody says I can. All right. In the beginning, I heard she was an attorney. No, she's not an attorney at all. All right.
Report Basaggio's department policy violations to the appropriate agencies including the office of the state attorney.
Well, I mean, Chief Holland did say that it was her top priority, or one of her top priorities, to take care of the police officers under her command so that they too could one day be the chief of police of the Kissimmee Police Department.
Holland says her top priorities include strengthening community relationships and training. She says the most rewarding part will be being able to help those in need. And
oh yeah, then why did you resign, lady? What is it that you did? If Yolanda was so worried about her community, she would boot her daughter to the curb. And that's the thing, is she doesn't want to look bad. She does not want to look bad. All right. All right. I don't know. I want to tell her name, but you just blew it out the water. Well, that's why I'm not saying anything. Nobody will know if I just keep going. Nobody will even remember anything as long as so it's all good. It's all good. I get the information. I be quiet until I'm allowed to not be. All right. We're going to go on to the next portion real quick after this section.
Help members of the agency grow.
It's my responsibility to ensure they grow and they become, the best person they can be. And so I think that will.
It's her responsibility to make sure she has plenty of Botox, folks. As long as she has Botox, she's good. She's packing with Botox. She should go to Jen Soto and get some freaking Botox. They should go get Botox together. Now, I'll just read a little bit of it. All right, I'm going to read a little bit of it. Let's finish her talking, and then I'll read a little bit. It's pretty long, and it's has a lot of bad words.
That will be more impactful for me to see, them grow and maybe one day be chief.
The investigation was compromised from the very beginning. Because Officer Pasagio was able to have access to knowing the investigation was going on, and then began to tamper with other witnesses along that during that time. So then we went back in and re-interviewed a lot of those witnesses.
All right, so these guys are full of shit. Just know that they're crooked cops, busted. They're not there anymore. And just hear what I'm saying. I'm gonna put that up. I'll go ahead and put it up since she said okay. It's got a lot of a lot of things in there. So let me let's take a look at it. And it doesn't have any of your personal information, so we're good. All right. It doesn't have any of your, so let's take a look at it together. And then just know that when Stefan responded, he was like, he got parts of it and he knew that it was a letter that had a lot of bad things, but he thought it was from Jen Soto. He thought that was weird that it said from Jen Soto, but they told him Jen the potato Soto, which is absolutely funnier than anything. They told him it was from Jen the potato Soto. All right. So April 23rd, 2025, it got there really quick because we got a response about this yesterday. It says, hi, while awaiting the start of your trial in a few short hours, I begin to wonder if you are aware of how popular you have become. You and your case have taken social media by storm. And while we've been watching every day of your trial live, we're curious when you're going to finally give up the disgusting human potato, Jen Soto, so that she can be held accountable for her part in the lifetime abuse of poor Maddie, suffered and eventually her demise. If everyone knows that she is responsible for Maddie's stolen innocence and red rum as you are. Now, the only reason I say this, Kelly, to tone it down is because it's a great letter, but it gets really like threatening kind of thing. And I would love to actually have Stefan get the letter and let it sink in. Like this very beginning part will really make him it'll make him think about this if he's getting letters. But once it starts to get into like, yeah, you smell and all this stuff, then they don't give it to him, right? But it was a good sentiment and it did reach him. It did reach him. Maybe I'll post it up on my Patreon so you guys can read it yourself. It doesn't have any of Kelly's information, but then it talks about Stinky Stearns having to endure years of your stinking ass all over her after night and having to continue to smell you on herself all day at school while she fought to stay awake because she couldn't get proper rest. How unbelievably sad. And then she goes on to talk about you are the grossest human, and that's still being nice. How does it feel knowing that you're hated by the entire world? All right. And then it goes on to, it says just gross. It's a lot of you don't bathe, you're dirty, you're stank, you're ugly as F, you're a freeloader, you're a succubus, you never had anything of your own, You're a leech. You're a terrible son. You're self-absorbed. You're self-righteous. You're repulsive. All right. So there we go. There we go. So they said, I'm not going to give that to him. No, I don't know. But hey, when you get, I don't know, Stefan. Who knows? But it would be nice for him to have something to think about. Once it gets into the insults, then obviously they're not going to give it to him. But it is funny. It is a funny letter, and kudos to you, Kelly, for that. You gave me, I got a kick out of how the whole thing evolved, and how the whole thing evolved was Kelly messaging me, and then Deb messaging me, telling me that Stefan had messaged her about the letter. So did I get a kick out of it? Abso-freaking-lutely. Did it reach Stefan? Absolutely. Did he get to read it? No, he didn't, because they didn't like the content. All right. So we're going to do a little bit of this. Did he consent? We're going to listen to Jen talking and lying, and then I'm going to have you guys call in. Yeah, Kelly did cover everything. Kudos to you. Props to you. You guys hit the like button if you like the content that I put out on my channel. Okay. It doesn't matter if you like everything I do, but if you're here supporting my channel, please hit the like button. All right. Anybody could call in, Leanne. Anybody could call in when we're done with this part.
Did he consent to the search of the phone that resulted in all those images being found by investigators that are now the subject of this first trial where he's facing life in prison? Joining us, forensic death investigator and host of the very popular Body Bags podcast, Joseph Scott Morgan, and criminal defense attorney with experience in homicide, sexual assault, and child abuse, and a former sex crimes prosecutor, the man who taught me when I started as a prosecutor, even though I think I'm older than he is. Ken Ralph is with us. Great to see you, Ken. Great to see you, Joseph. Joseph, put us in the mind of the investigators here, because when they're accessing his phone, there is a missing girl. They're looking for 13-year-old Madeline Soto.
Yes, and we're going backwards with this because yesterday I talked about this as well. That is an aggravating factor, and there's exigent circumstances involved that are more than just that. But the biggest piece is there's a missing girl, you guys, a missing girl that we don't know if she's alive or dead. All right. At this point, we didn't know. All right. I know everybody loves call-ins. Thank you guys. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope we get some excellent calls in today. I just love how things are progressing, and I love my little community here. So thank you guys. If you guys love it here too and you feel safe, let me know in chat. All right. Put a 2 in chat. Just drop a 2 so I can see you and so that you can get us closer to the algorithm.
She's gone. Yeah. They don't know where she is, and they don't know where he was. They're trying to access his story. What are their concerns at that moment, and why not get a warrant?
Thank you guys.
Because they don't know where she is, and time is of the essence anytime that you're working a case like this where you have a missing child. And of course, he's going to be the primary, he's going to be literally the font or the wellspring of all knowledge relative to her whereabouts, because they know that he's probably the last person that had contact with her. So they're going to that. They want to try to determine where he has been, what he has been doing. Now, as far as the consent goes, he's consented to allow them to take a look at his phone. You know, I don't know what passed between them or what they necessarily said to him to have him hand that phone over, but they saw something on there. And just because they find it doesn't necessarily mean that that they were doing anything nefarious necessarily. Their goal right now is just to find where Maddie is.
Now,
I also want you guys, I'm going to take just 1 second to say thank you guys for supporting this community, and just remember where we came from. For those of you that have been here for some time since the beginning of this, you guys know how raw we started out with this and who the people are that have been fighting outside of, we're not just on YouTube doing this. You saw the pictures of all the ladies that have been there to support Maddie, to get the bench, and those that are working so hard on the Madeline Soto case. But I want you to know, I just got a text message right now myself along with some of the other people that are out there working day in and day out to help the Jen Soto get arrested in the Madeline Soto case. We're being targeted, you guys. I'm not going to say much more, but there's a huge target right now for me and for those ladies in Florida, which is really messed up that anybody would want to hurt the community that's trying to help Jen get arrested and Maddie get justice. All right. So just know that, put that in your back pocket. Yeah. Shout out to Jenny. She's done so much in this case. All right. But I it's easy to say that, but there's people that don't know how to let it roll off their back, and they're being targeted too, you guys. It's not just me. So I want you guys to know that. All right. It's not even, I just got a text message right now with a new target on one of their backs, and that's not okay, you guys. That is not okay. You'd have no idea. All right. Just say a prayer, put out some positive vibes that this community stays on a positive level, and we keep that going, that we can protect ourselves from the hate that we're receiving. And I have no idea why. It's just dragging out.
Ken, I want to play for you some of the testimony from the detective talking about this back and forth and how it went that day when they got their hands on his phone. Let's take a listen.
At some point during your interaction with him, do you request for Mr. Stearns to take out his cell phone?
Yes.
Or to look at his cell phone?
Yes.
Can you remember where the cell phone was, where the defendant's cell phone was when you asked this question?
And that's exactly what we don't want to happen. That's why I'm not going any further, Indy. I'm not going to show anybody anything. We want justice for Maddie. Nothing's getting lost, and I'm not going to be lost in this train wreck. Don't you worry about that. We're here for justice for Maddie. We keep that outside of, there's no ring here. I'm just letting you know, put good vibes out there, be positive in this community, and let's all stick together. Just know if you see something somewhere, don't feed into it. Don't send it to me, please. Just ignore it. All right. We have silent prayer warriors that will take care of it. We're not gonna get sucked into any of that. And that's why I said it and we moved on. All right. Let's keep going. Let me go a little bit forward because we did this. I want to get to the Jen Soto thing. Hold on. Now let's watch this for a second.
But I feel like he felt like he was safe because he accidentally did a factory reset on his phone. I don't think he had any idea that stuff would be able to be accessed because of the cloud.
Yeah, I'm sure that he didn't. He's moving forward and thinking that all of this nefarious activity.
All right, one last thing about that, Jules. I love you. I love how you feel about that, but that's not true. It's a 110% attack on myself and on other people that I'm not naming right now. Like literally, it's like if I took a picture, you pulled you up and just started talking mad trash. It's completely about me, guilty of crime, and all the ladies. All right, Kelly, thank you for being such a good sport, and let's keep going.
That he has engaged in, allegedly, and documented photographically, and I guess from a videography standpoint as well, if we are to believe everything we've heard. He thinks that this factory reset is going to wipe all of this stuff out. But here's the thing: I can't imagine that this police officer standing there for that moment in time would have borne witness to all of those items at that particular time. And give you kind of a little reference. If a police officer walks into a residence, okay, and they're doing like a check of that residence, say a welfare check, and they discover a body that has like multiple defects in it and got blood that's issued forth from the body, they suspect a homicide. They're generally going to back out of that residence and then acquire a warrant at that point in time, because you can't, the Constitution protects us citizens from them going around and nosing through our environment.
All right, so that's a big question, guys. That's obviously everyone's saying that, the Fourth Amendment, but the circumstances are out of that league, in my opinion. I think the circumstances going to bypass that fourth. All right. All right. And you guys write that down, 408-538-1516. I'm giving you guys an opportunity to call in. All right, as soon as this part of the segment's over. If you don't, then I'm going to head out. All right. So this is real personal. It's real personal. And the ladies who are voices for Madeline, Carolina Hurtado, you nailed it. And it's not just the internet, it's real world. My house pictures and all kinds of personal information are all out there. All right. So yeah, just prayer warriors, guys. It's real. It's not, I wouldn't even care if someone was just threatening me from behind a computer. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Barbie G. All right. All right, get ready for the call-ins, guys.
Particularly hidden places. So if she had seen something at that point in time that was, indicative of his documenting of all of these misdeeds, then it's at that point in time that she would have either retained the phone, set it aside, and waited to get a warrant and get somebody whose hands could be on it that would know how to download those images at that point in time.
Ken, let me ask you, as a sex crimes prosecutor, are you surprised that all of this material was so easily accessible and it wasn't encrypted? He didn't keep it in some separate place where only he could get it, that it was sort of floating in the cloud and back and forth to his phone? And this is over the course of years, these pictures.
Unfortunately, Vinny, I think the dynamic of this type of offender is they do build these collections and they do want their collections to be accessible to them. At least I believe that's the mindset that I've heard in these situations. So
yes, Wyatt made it. All right, guys, I'm going to give you guys about half an hour, maybe some more. Marta says people are so messy, you would never say exactly. You guys, I come on here day in and day out. You guys see me live every day. You know what time I'm gonna be here, and I welcome you to come to my face and talk to me. It just doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't. So 408-538-1516. The phone lines are open. If you don't call, I'm out of here. All right. I'd love for you guys to call, but I'm not going to sit around spinning my wheels. So 408-538-1516. Phone lines are open, guys. Wyatt, Leanne, we're talking about Jen Soto being arrested. We're talking about the phone calls. We're talking about it all. 408-538-1516, guys.
I suppose it's not surprising, no. And it makes law enforcement's job somewhat easier if, like you say, it's not encrypted, it's not hidden away in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's shocking. I mean, he was keeping this stuff on his phone over the course of years. Joseph Scott Morgan, we have like 10.
All right. All right, Rachel, give me 1 second so I can drop this down and pull you up. Thank you for calling in. We love you. I love hearing from you. Let me just do this here. Situate it. My patience is just sitting there. All right. What you got, Rachel? Good to hear from you.
I was thinking since you guys said something about that, I think she was a lady detective, a lady cop, or whatever she was. Do you think that's will jeopardize the case as far as when it actually goes to trial in court?
Now, say that again. Are you talking about the crooked officers?
Yeah, that lady officer that you guys talked about that resigned.
Well, there's two of them, Betty, and then the other gentleman that was up there with Calvin. You guys can put it in chat. No, that's absolutely crooked cops. Rarely go to court. They rarely face anything. You're not going to, in my opinion, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see anything about that. We want Jen Soto to be arrested with solid evidence. But no, you're more than likely never going to see that. No.
Okay, I was afraid.
Nobody's going to admit that. No, you're
yeah.
good.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. I was just curious and wanted to ask that because I saw everyone was talking about that and you said something about it, and I'm thinking I hope that does not jeopardize the case against St. and Stearns. So
Yeah. We hope not either, but they really wanted that arrest with Stefan. They really had to do that. The community was freaking out. Another Casey Anthony. They needed to make sure they arrested Stefan and crossed their T's and dotted their I's. So with that one, and again, we're still wondering, are they going to keep the phone in? I think they will. I think that Fourth Amendment doesn't mean ish when it comes to the circumstances. All right. So I'm just letting you know what might be the holdup for Jen Soto, according to locals.
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to ask. Thank you.
Oh, you're good. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye.
All right, guys. Phone lines open, 408-538-1516. 408-538-1516, guys. Wyatt, where's my guy, Wyatt? Maggie's funny. My shirt's black. It's not yellow. It's not green. My shirt's black. All right.
Call from Nancy Jean.
Hello, I can't understand your name. Can you say that again?
Nancy Jean.
Oh, it's Nancy. What's up? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. What do you got?
Good. Hey, I was when I was watching last week, and Stefan was saying, I gave her permission to do this, but I didn't know she was going to do that. I thought about it, because if you're stopped by the police for speeding and they decide they think they need to do a drug check, which has happened, especially in Georgia, that happens, and they have a drug check and they don't find drugs, but they find that you've kidnapped someone and they're in the trunk. Right. What is the difference? If he gave permission to look at certain things on his phone, and while doing that, they found something else.
Well, Nancy, that's why I love having people like you call in, because that's my whole point that I'm trying to make as well. One statement, Maddie was missing, period. The heat was on. They needed to find her. They didn't mean to find that CSAM, but they found it while they were looking for Maddie. Right?
Exactly.
So what you're saying, you're with me. We're on the same team.
Well, yeah, and
Team Maddie.
Like I said,
Team Maddie.
It just hit me that she needs, she had no rights, but he has the right to say you can only look for this and you can't look for that, So
right.
Anyway, that's all. Just wanted to make that point.
Well, that's
Love you,
great
Jay.
point. Love you too. Great point, and that's even more reason that it's not going to get kicked out. All right.
Yeah, let's hope the judge is on the same page.
Thank you for everything you do. We appreciate you, Nancy.
All right.
All right.
Thank
take
you.
care.
You too. Bye.
All right, guys. 408-538-1516, y'all. All right. Next caller, 408-538-1516. Good point. Nancy Jean is local to Florida, and she knows what's up. All right. Yeah, the perps do have a lot of rights, and it is annoying, but we definitely got to work through that, right? And I invited Grish to call in. I don't know if he will or he won't, or if he's busy or he's working, but I did message him. So let's see if Grish calls in. You guys, there were other people calling. 408-538-1516, y'all. I love how you guys all call at once. All right.
Call from Mo. To accept.
Hello, Mo. Good to talk to you. What do you got?
Hey.
How are you?
Okay, so how are you today? Happy Friday.
Happy.
I'll be quick because I'm at work. My question is that, do you guys think the reason why they're not prosecuting Jen is because it's just too hard to prove, that she knew beyond a reasonable doubt? Because there's so many, 1 in 4 girls under the age of 8 and 1 in 5 boys under the age of 10 have been essayed or, something similar. And those parents genuinely did not know. They didn't know what was going on. They were groomed. They groomed the whole family. That's the process of a predator. But they just don't feel like, especially in Florida, that they can get a jury that would prosecute her because there would be too many people who are sympathetic to her.
Right. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I think the first part of what you just said is absolutely correct. That's part of it. Now, the crooked cops and the case that they had, and they were following her. They had her, they had her on the radar as much as they had Stefan on the radar. However, their evidence that they have for her, in my opinion, is all circumstantial. And what you said about not being able to prove it, I don't think that it's necessary. I don't think people are going to be sympathetic towards her. I just don't think they have a smoking gun. Like, okay, here's the evidence from, Jen's DNA is mixed with Stefan's patenite on her chest. You know what I'm saying? And so they don't
Right,
want
or like Yogo Beats, the hair was,
Yes.
they found the wife's hair on the victim, I think.
Yeah, like Lori Vallow, they found her hair on the duct tape on JJ's face. Boom.
Right.
There's their smoking gun. They don't have that.
Right there.
And if they
Exactly, not a text message, not a nothing.
None of nothing. They don't find her on the camera, and that's not good enough, especially in Florida with the Casey Anthony situation. It's not good enough to put her on trial with a circumstantial case, in my opinion.
That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. I was just like, there's too many people who genuinely didn't know, and they were victims who might sympathize with her on the jury.
Right, and that's true too. That's true, especially if you're just throwing circumstantial crap at them.
Mm-hmm.
So
right, because now you got a crooked cop, and they like to move, they like to move the case to how they want to work it. They already have it made up in their mind what they perceive. It's all about perception. So now they're going to try to convince everybody.
And now somebody's got to take over the cases they had, and we don't know where those got left off. We have no idea what happened and what, but they have Stefan, and so they're comfortable with that. Even though we're not comfortable with Jen being out there,
right?
They are
not at all.
Yeah, nobody is. Nobody is. I rarely hear anybody sympathizing with Jen anymore at this point.
So who are these jerks that are like attacking you guys then? Like what's their problem? What's their motto?
I really don't know. They started a whole channel. And they're just black. I mean, it doesn't, like I said, if anything I do, like I did the members only with you guys, and my Lori Vallow thing got taken down. No big deal. That's happened to me before. They turned that whole thing into a video saying, Jay, guilty of crime, got copywritten, got a copy strike, and took pictures of
literally happened to everyone.
Like literally, not even just that, like my house when the roof fell in, I gave you guys pictures of the roof falling in because you guys donated. And so they took the roof picture, they cropped it out, and they put stuff in there saying her house shouldn't even have kids in that house. Like, it's just ridiculous. Everything that I do is like the opposite. They turn it into, and they're doing that to the advocates too.
I'm so sorry. That just was, ugly people. Ugly people they somehow find each other. That's how we have all these serial killers who find their lovers or their co-conspirators, and it's just like there's only one thing that hateful people can agree on is joining together to hate on somebody for whatever reason.
Oh God! And I know who it is. It's people that I use. It's 110% people that I used to work with, and they had access to my personal things, and they took that access and turned it around on me. So, and they're doing that to others. It's not just me. Yeah, it's not just me.
Right. Because you're a trustworthy person, and they took advantage of your trust. And I'm glad that you're still staying positive. And I can tell you, I personally, my feelings are hurt. I take it personally that they're attacking somebody like you that's only out here trying to do good and trying to pay attention to, I'm in Reno, I'm in Nevada, so I'm not too far from you. But not many people know about Maddie out here. You know what I mean? And we need to keep talking, keep pushing, keep pressuring everyone to understand that there are more Maddies out there, and we need to pay attention.
And that's what we do on Guilty of Crime. We're not just covering Maddie. We want to expose Christopher Greger with Corey Mitchell, and we want to talk about Kaimani, and we want to make sure people take care of their kids now before something bad happens, and then when it happens, we want to be there for them. So the hateful it just doesn't matter. I mean, I'll straight up ask you guys, hey, hit the like button, subscribe, and donate to my channel. You guys donate because you want to, not because I'm making you. So it gets a lot of things like that, like just turns everything. Like I'm wearing a black shirt, they'll say it's yellow, you know?
You poor thing. Well, keep your head up. Everything is going to turn out good because we're doing, if anything, God's got your back. So none of us who are on the right side of the line of the whatever are going to be alone because God's got our back.
Exactly.
And, you're doing the right thing. And I can tell you personally, I have not checked out, I'm not looked for it, not researched it.
And you don't
I believe you. I'm not going to entertain it at all.
No, I just feel bad for the people that can't let it slide, that are out there doing the work day in and day out. And I feel so bad because I just got a text message from somebody that just can't, like, it's different when it's me, but when they're doing that to my people that I'm working with, I'm like, man, this is evil. So like, if you guys do run across that stuff, I don't want to know about it. Well, make sure you tell them this is the devil's work, man. This is evil to do stuff like that. Like that's that's as bad as Stephen Stearns.
How does it feel to do the devil's work, right?
Yeah, it is. Put your energy to positive things, not negative things. And your life will be better too, people. Yeah.
Totally.
All right. Well,
totally. I'm going to send some positive energy to you and all your people.
Thank you.
Say a couple prayers. Send a couple prayers. That's what we got to do, everybody. Nobody's bigger than God. And so if we all just bow our head, even if you're not a regular prayer person who doesn't, really know the Lord, you can, bow your head and speak to whoever you believe in. But this is a battle that cannot be lost.
You're absolutely right. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. And you have a happy Friday.
You too. Have a good day, guys. Bye.
You too. Take care. All right, guys. Next caller. That was a great caller. 408-538-1516. Positive vibes only. You got it. Lately, it's been a little crazy because I'm like going live and I feel so bad. Not for me, but for
Call from Nettie.
All right. How you doing, Nettie?
Hey, Jay. How are you?
I'm good. It's Friday. I love Fridays.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be able to talk to you. So thank you for answering. But first, I just wanted to say that I don't think it matters. I think the defense is just going to throw whatever they have to throw out there, like throwing darts at a dartboard, and whatever sticks, they're going to be happy because they really don't have a shot in the dark. Like, he's guilty. There's nothing is going to change that, and that's just what it is. Like, the evidence is overwhelming.
You're absolutely right. And I'm so glad to talk to you about this because not only are you being positive about it, but you're being realistic about it. And that's what I've been trying to say. There's so much evidence, and that's just one of the things that defense attorneys have to do.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's like entertainment watching it because it's like almost laughable, like the audacity.
I know. It pisses us off, right? Just like, I don't know what side you are on about Kohberger, but to hear Kohberger was watching stars that night, it's like, that's a laughable defense. I was out stargazing. I wasn't taking the lives of 4 people. It's like, dude, really? Does anyone believe that?
Right, exactly. Nobody does. Nobody believes it. Just like nobody believes Stephen. I feel like the police would have arrested Jen if they had like evidence, like hard evidence.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't think
circumstantial. And I feel like they botched the case in the beginning with those officers.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think they may never go after her, but like in my heart, like she bears responsibility. Like she should definitely be held accountable, like for her, in the very least, her extreme neglect of her beautiful daughter. It's so sad.
And see, that's what I think too. I don't know how they can't get her on neglect and then neglect resulting in death. I've seen neglect resulting in death many times. I mean, even if it just gives her the felony name, hey, there you go. She's a felon now. She's out in 2 years. Oh, well, she got something. So we'll see. I'm hopeful.
We'll see how it goes. Oh, another thing I wanted to tell you, Jay, is I don't know the specific details, but I know that you've been having like a lot of drama, a lot of negativity, like a lot of people that have something to say. But I just want to let you know that I love your show. I love the Crime Crew. Like, I think you're a bad B word, and I don't want you to let anyone, get under your skin or make you feel bad about anything. Like, whatever you decide to do on your channel, like, that's all you. A lot of us come to see you because we like your personality, and we support you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I try to keep it positive around here. Sometimes things leak out and I tell you guys how I feel because it's happening while I'm filming. But, we're here for justice for Maddie and all the other people that we cover. I don't just want to cover one case. I want to cover as many as I can and help as many people as I can help. And if that's the wrong thing, then I'm going to keep doing the wrong thing,
No, it's definitely not the wrong thing. But so I just want to say thank you for having like a safe space, for people to go to and talk about
You're
this
very
case
welcome.
and other cases. And, just, I love the Crime Crew. I love watching you. So thank you so much. I hope you have a good night.
Oh, you're so sweet. You too. Happy Friday. All right.
Happy Friday.
All right. Take
Bye.
care. Bye. All right. Next
Call from Gary.
Oh my goodness, I got Carrie. Carrie got through. Carrie's
Hey. Hi, Jay.
Hey, Carrie, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing? I love all the callers. They're
know.
all so sweet and awesome.
Right? That's like the Crime Crew. Everybody's such sweethearts most of the time, right?
Everything that they say is like the God's honest truth, though, like about your channel and everything. And it just, I don't know, every time I listen to the call-ins, it's like, I don't know, it's so sweet. Like, so many people like listen so much and all the time.
I know. Then when I switch,
you have a great
everyone wants
group.
the Maddie case, but I appreciate you because you bring me other cases. Carrie brings me lots of cases.
I bring you some funny, all kinds of stuff.
Well, I like that.
If anybody saw the stuff I sent you, what about last night?
That one I couldn't get sound on that one. I was laughing about but I couldn't get the sound. I was like,
no, like I saw this. I'm like, is that the Sandy shooter? I was like, it could be jail or son. All right. Anyways, I'm driving home, so if it's loud, please let me know, guys. But I just left. I just left work, but I missed all today. So what did I miss?
All we talked about was somebody from Florida sent me the crooked cops, and we're talking about the crooked cops, Holland, and I think his last name is actually Soto. The crooked cops that may have helped botch the case against Jen Soto in the beginning. So we don't even know where the case is after they left. So somebody sent me.
I liked all of. You mean the ones that were like in terror or like invest?
But here's
like,
the thing:
like the ones there at when he got taken in, or the ones when she was at her mom's work.
No, just the people that announced it. Like, okay, we found Maddie's body, Betty Holland, and what's his name? You guys let me know. But anyway, they're just the people that are the people that you see at the front of things that talk about the case. So one of them resigned and the other one got kicked out, I guess. That's what I was talking about today.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, I missed it. I didn't want to go back and replay because I wanted to actually call in to talk about what from today. So so one of the callers, I think it was 3 callers.
Go ahead. Huh? I was saying the early press conferences at the very beginning press conferences, those people. So
even here in Fort Myers, they jumped the gun, just like the Lauren DeMula. They thought that they found her body and it wasn't her. And I don't know why they jumped the gun on making, I don't know, even like, but I guess they have to do it.
Yeah, you're in Florida, but those people are out now. They're out now, and somebody local to Florida sent me this and said, hey, you need to look into this and let your audience know what's happening behind the scenes over here.
I'll have to rewatch that.
Yeah, so
but
that's
hey, three callers back. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just going to say that 3 callers back, she mentioned something about the search warrant or something.
Okay.
Or did they have, or maybe did they have a search warrant for they had a search warrant for his phone, correct?
No, they didn't. If you watch the whole thing is it's to me it's a formality, a technicality. The officer Tagler was smooth. They were looking for Maddie. Maddie was missing. We didn't know if she was dead or alive. And Tagler said, "Can I see your phone?" He handed it to her.
He handed it over.
Yes, you saw that. And
Yeah, then you don't need a search warrant.
yeah, but he gave the PIN number as well, or he gave his code.
Yeah. So what's the problem though?
Well, the problem is that that's how the law works.
You're saying that they then can't use that evidence now, what they found on the phone?
And now
well,
we have
that's
to
not.
wait. Well, we have to wait until the
Well,
judge
okay,
moves
so
on
just
it at this point.
well, yeah. So, okay, so same thing with the Brian Kohlberger case, right? So they use genetic genealogy because they knew that he was the person of interest. Everyone's, considered innocent. They're self-proven guilty. But,
Right.
They used all of those tactics to, and that's not being thrown out.
Right. And so that's what we're saying. Like, to me, I have a good outlook on it. I don't think it's going to get thrown out.
Yeah.
We won't know until June 30th at the latest. All right. So
right.
It's just
yeah.
People are talking
Is that
about.
what it was today? It was about.
No,
I don't think there's any way that the judge will ever throw that out, especially if they handed it over.
That's good to hear from you. All right, Carrie, if you have anything else, somebody's
sorry.
calling
I'm
like
driving,
crazy.
so I didn't know I was taking all this time.
No,
okay,
you're good.
I'll talk to you later. Bye,
All right.
guys.
Thank you.
Call from Christine.
Welcome, Christine. How you doing, my friend?
Hi, Jay. How are you?
Good. Happy Friday. What do you got?
Happy Friday. I just want to tell you, first of all, you're doing an awesome job, okay? Don't let people be haters. I don't care how your lifestyle is. You're a person. You know what I mean?
Right.
And people shouldn't come at you or come at your daughter because that pissed me off.
Oh, you're telling me.
I was like, oh, no. I'm like, you were just handling a case since day one, right? And all you've been doing is saying the truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just want I love it that the parents are talking to you. And I love the relationship that you're having with them to give them a chance to speak on their behalf and see how they're feeling. But you're doing a wonderful job. I mean, it's beautiful.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, the decisions
and don't let people hate you. Who cares? You know what I mean?
I don't to an extent, but it just would bring my daughter into it. And then, they're making whole videos and they're doing that about my people that I work with. That's when I get angry.
That's not
I
right.
won't tell you guys
That's
the
not.
channel. I don't want people to go over there to their channel, but they have a whole channel. They've already made videos. They just made a video about somebody else that I care for. They're doing whole things about it. And so it's hard to ignore,
Yeah, that's not. I mean, that's like the devil working in a different way because you're bringing out the good in people. You're bringing out the truth, and you didn't do this. You're just giving us information.
Right. And it's somebody that I used to work with. That's why it's people that used to be my friends and they got my personal information and they hate me for some reason now because I didn't want to work with them anymore. But that's I didn't do anything bad. I just said, hey, I don't want to work with you anymore. We're not aligning.
Yeah, but that's your choice and what you do in your private life and your daughter. It should not come up on.
Oh, I know,
YouTube,
girl.
You know what I mean?
I know.
That wasn't called for. And then too, it's just so much stuff that you go through being a YouTuber. I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I want to they were saying your house, you were. I was like, come on, really, people?
I
come
know.
on.
Hey, if you plan on doing YouTube, just buckle up. Buckle up, girl.
I'll let you do it, Buttercup, but I'm not doing that.
All right. Well, I got your back. You guys got mine, and let's keep on trucking, y'all.
You too. Enjoy your weekend, okay?
All right. You too. Happy Friday.
All right.
Take care.
Okay.
Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. 408-538-1516. I try to decline the calls when somebody's talking. There it is.
Call from
Sabrina.
Sabrina, hello. What do you got?
Hi, Jay. I'm going to try to be nice. I said, I got to be careful because I have a potty mouth. And when I start talking about Jen Soto, I get so angry.
That's okay. We'll try to tell you. What do you got?
Well, I was just going to say, I don't think they're going to charge her for like what you were saying about child endangerment or whatever with ending in murder, because I really believe they're building a murder case against her.
Well, that would be awesome.
And you know, it could take years, or you know, just to see how this plays out in court, to see what part he gives her, or how she comes across on the witness stand, because you know she's going to be testifying against him.
I can't wait for that. When I show up in Florida, I hope it's the day that Jen Soto's in court. I really
I do too.
Yeah,
You
I
put
really
so
gotta.
much work into this.
Yeah, I mean, I want to meet all of you and all the people that I've been working with online, and just be there as support. You know.
Right. I'm in Virginia and in a wheelchair. I don't even think I could get to Florida, but I'd love to come see you.
Yeah. Well, whatever. You'll be supporting from the sidelines, and that's okay.
Well, always. And I just wanted you to know that, you know, as far as people, you know, giving you trouble, got to think of it like this. You know, no publicity is bad publicity. Let them talk about you, because the good people will come over and see what you're really about, and the bad ones will stay over there with them. So, watch your channel will grow from this, and you'll be more successful than you are. And you know, success comes with haters, because it stems from jealousy always.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And I don't have anything to worry about, because everything I tell you guys is true. I'm very transparent. So it's like I'm wearing a black shirt. No, you're wearing a yellow. That's what they do with my life. So as long as I know I'm solid, we're all good, you know?
Exactly. I can easily tell a person's character, and you seem very truthful to me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't try to be anybody. I am who I am with you guys, and I just tell you how it is. So, you know?
Exactly. And people can't handle that, because I'm the same way. I'm too honest. My daughter said I need a speed bump between my brain and my mouth.
And that's good. Yeah, sometimes that's good. But thank you for calling in. We appreciate you. And you got anything else?
No, honey, I appreciate you, and keep doing the good work.
All right. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Where are you, Sharon? When are you going to call in? 408-538-1516, guys. Come on. We're talking about anything Madeline Soto case. Did Jen Soto's case get botched? Does anyone know about Yolanda and the ties? Who's local? What do you guys got? Marcy, thank you for being back here. Sorry about yesterday, girl. Sorry about yesterday. All right. There's a lot of people that were calling in when I was talking. 408-538-1516, guys. If not, we're out of here. I did not get, I don't know, Grish is probably working or something, but I tried.
Call from
Bazard.
How you doing, Bazard?
I'm good, Jay. What about you?
Good. It's Friday. Happy Friday.
Thank you. Same to you. Yeah, I've been hearing all kind of ruckus going on your end, so I just want to say, you know, it is what it is, unfortunately, but all good's gonna come.
Yep, it is. And I hear you allegedly speculating. You always have a lot to say. I'm like, I like him. I like his perspective. What do you think about the case at this point?
Yeah, so I just, like I said, caught up and didn't know what some of these officers, and I'll watch more of the stream earlier, but I got the gist. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised.
Right.
They usually, unfortunately, botch cases, and you know, and then you have it to where with the situation with the Idaho 4 and then the Delphi situation, and I mean that's what happens where I mean, in the end, you make it to where it's going to be two sides, and even if, let's say, people are found guilty, you know, years later we found that they were innocent. But aside from that, you know, I was talking to Leslie yesterday too, and a few other people a while back, that even if say for the CSAM part, even if they can't technically get him on Maddie, but they can still get him with the other children.
Right.
And then, of course, with his main trial, even if he does get life,
right.
I personally feel that he's still going to get screwed over, like, in the sense that he's done for.
Yeah,
So,
you're correct in that. He's never gonna be out, Bazard. I don't worry too much at all about that. With those two
Mhm.
cases being lined up, I don't think he's ever gonna be out.
And I think that's why I feel like people, and I get some people are saying that it would not get Maddie full justice, and I totally understand that. But I guess for me, taking the fact that he's never going to get literally out of prison,
Yeah.
he's going to get dealt with one way or another in the prison system.
Right.
I would say that would suffice for Maddie's justice. Would we all like to get everything on him? Of course.
Right.
But that's just the way life is.
Well, I feel like Jen Soto needs some kind of reprimanding for what she did.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm campaigning for, Madeline Soto, I'm going to say #arrest Jen Soto. If she never gets arrested and she's another Casey Anthony, she's going to live in her own personal hell. And we all know that.
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
while I'm out there talking and, trying to get justice for Maddie, I'm not going to not say arrest Jen Soto. And again, if she never gets arrested, she's not going to be, she wasn't happy before this happened. Maybe she was in her own, haze of a way, but she's not going to be happy.
And that's what I was going to get at with Jen. I think at this point, just for the time being that we're at with her situation, I'm okay, and I'm doing air quotes for the time being. I'm okay with knowing that her life is pretty much, the life that she had is over.
Right.
She'll never have that sense of probably true love from her family ever again, even if it wasn't there at all,
Right.
from what we've been hearing in her
Right.
situation. And yeah, she may be the Casey Anthony 2.0, but most people in America, or at least most of us true crime people, we're going to tell our family members and everything, like, this is her, this is what she looks like, and wherever she's at, someone's going to recognize her.
Right.
She's not going to get the same type of woes me sort of like treatment that I think she purposely was trying to get from other people.
Right.
And
And she has to live with herself at the end of the day. We're all going to move on. There's going to be other cases. We're going to do other things. We're going to continue doing what we do. And she has to live with herself. And that's the end of that. Whether people think Casey Anthony looks like she's happy out there, she seems like a lonely person if you watch those.
For real, yeah.
I mean, she's out there stealing someone's husband and trying to pretend like she's advocating. She doesn't know which lie to keep telling and which one not. So, I mean, that's on them. That's on her, Jen. That's on her. There's only so much we can do.
And in the end, in the end, if something does happen, I think I've always said they can probably get on the collect. I mean, that could be the only proof, even if it be, circumstantial. That would be pretty much it, maybe. And she'll get. I'll take any form of justice.
Yeah, me too. And we'll see what happens. In the meantime, we continue just coming together. We're building a great community, and we're making long-lasting friends that are unexpected, in my opinion. I never would have thought I'd meet half of you guys or talk to half of you guys. So hey, here we go. I'm ready for Crime Con.
Well, I hope one day I can attend that. I would love to attend Crime Con, and if I can meet you and everyone else that's able to attend, that would be the highlight in my life.
I think by next year would be. This year it's in Denver, or I think it might always be in Colorado. But yeah, by next year I'll be ready to go. I'd love to meet everybody. So thanks for calling in, my friend. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope you're excited about Friday.
I am. Well, I'm currently at work, but it's all good. I got a weekend off. I'm going to just take it easy. But until then, you enjoy the rest of your time, okay? And yourself.
You too. Thanks, Bazard. Take care.
Bye.
All right, bye. All right, guys. Wait, I know somebody was calling. I don't know if that was you, Sharon, or who was calling, but 408-538-1516. Who wants a road trip? Yeah, we're definitely going to go to Crime Con at some point.
Call from Kelly Barnes.
Hello, Kelly. How are you?
Hey, Jay, I can't believe I got through. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
trying to
great.
win concert tickets.
You remember we used to call into the radio station? I remember those days.
Oh, yeah. Good days, but
Good
long ago.
days. Yeah.
But anyways, calling to let you know that you are my absolute hero as far as this Madeline Soto case.
Well, thank you. That's a nice.
Because and other people have, you know, the documents that you get 6 months down the line. You've got the load in like the real people. To
Right.
hear the real story, and I so appreciate that. So that means a
Thank
lot
you.
to me.
Yeah, you know,
Sorry, I have
kind of by
go
accident
ahead.
though. It's been like that since the beginning, and it wasn't like it just kind of fell into my lap. You remember in the early days, you know, I had access to the Wallace's and to the advocate side and all that, and then now this. So yeah, it's just kind of it's on
You have
accident.
some kind of you're a magnet for all the real players in the case. They're all seeking you out. Which is
I
great.
know. I didn't know anybody. I just started and I was like, justice for Maddie. So yeah, it's great to have you guys and other people in my corner.
See, I'm so excited about being able to talk to you. I've forgotten what I wanted to say, but I did want to mention that because it's kind of comical about that Snark channel or whatever it's called.
Oh,
the first
yeah.
one I saw, I thought it was a parody. Like I thought it was you making fun of yourself.
Right. And I'll make fun of
And then
myself all
realized,
day.
and then I realized it was so serious and like, what was the funniest thing I saw on it? Something about a psychiatrist or something. It was just hysterical. I mean, like a psychiatrist has like, you know, oh, I can't curse on here, can I?
No, you
know,
can
a
curse.
million degrees and
Yeah.
a million degrees and a freaking medical license. You know, I mean, you can't be a fake psychiatrist. That was just hysterical. So,
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just, and anybody that really understands what's happening on that channel, you guys are such wonderful people. You have good hearts, and I don't think anybody would want to like be on that side of doing dirty work to people. So once you see it and you realize that, I think everybody's like, "What is happening, Jay?" So you guys, once you guys know that, then it's just people trying to hurt other people, is what it is.
Wait, you know, honestly, it probably brings viewers to your channel. You know, it probably directs traffic your way. So I sit back and enjoy it.
But I'm not directing traffic their way, because then they'll just, you know, the evil people, they think they think they have some pool, so we won't do that. But
well, cool.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. We appreciate you. Happy Friday. Keep coming back and calling. We try to do Fridays.
Great to talk to you.
Yeah,
I will definitely. You have a great time out there in California.
You too. All right.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. We still have more time. Where is Sharon? Where is Teresa? Rosie? Jay might call in. All right. Let's see.
Call from
Mama J.
I heard Mama. Hello. What's your name?
Mama J. Hi, how are you?
Mama J. And where are you calling from?
California.
California, baby. The weather's great.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, well, it's not going to be, because I live in Southern California.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to rain like dogs here. But
hey, the
anyway,
rain is good. I love rain.
I know. I love rain. I like to stand in it and just spin around. It's beautiful.
It feels good. Even in California, you could wear shorts and a tank top in the rain and it's still great, you know?
That's right. I got a couple of questions.
Right.
Now, you spoke with Deb the other day.
Yeah.
What did she say about, at this point in time, or do you even know if she has a comment or whatever? Once, he said, well, she was upstairs, she died, this and that.
Oh,
and she's looking at all the YouTube stuff, and is she thinking, what an idiot, her own son, or do they support him no matter what? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I would love her to talk at some point. She needs to be comfortable, but she's sharing personal things with me that I can't share. And
I know.
But she sent him a letter and she reamed him. She doesn't want to get him in trouble more. Like, we don't want that to get to she doesn't want it to get to the defense, right? That's her son. But she did tell him, like she does yell at him like it's a son, right? But I'd like her to tell that. But she knows, I mean, she's hearing all of it, and she knows that so many people hate Stefan, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I don't understand. I mean, well, maybe I do understand. He's a little boy in a man's body.
right.
And they've always protected him no matter what, you know. I mean,
And they still are. They're still giving him
this is what,
compensation.
yeah.
Nothing stopped.
Yeah, and I mean, they even gave him a phone at the motel after they took his. What the hell's that about?
Yeah, I mean, they paid for the
like, oh my
hotel
God.
there. Yeah, they've done everything to support him. Are they oblivious? I don't think that I would be talking to them if they were just oblivious. They know exactly what's going on. Trust
Oh
me.
yeah.
Trust me. And
Yeah, they do.
like I said, I want Deb when she's ready to tell what she has to say, but she needs to make sure she feels, good about it and not coming from the wrong place. But hey, it's good for me just to hear all sides, and I'm not going to say no to that.
Yeah. I got one more question, then I'll let you go to the next person. With this thing going on in Kissimmee, do you think that his defense will try and say, well, there's corruption. How do we know that this person's not corrupt, that person's not corrupt? Do you think he'll bring it up?
I don't. I don't think they want to put themselves on blast at all. Not any which way. Please stand up for police. And when there's corruption, they're not telling you 99% of the time we're corrupt. We have corruption. They quietly handle it, like Betty Holland, and she resigns. They're doing it quiet. And this is just me talking to you about what the Florida narrative of some people brought to my attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just curious about that. I thought, what if they, try to say, well, the investigators that, investigated me were, corrupt and da-da-da-da. Right now they're just pulling at straws. They'll do anything to get him off.
You're absolutely right. That's what the defense does.
They ain't going to get him off.
Right.
He's going to, I wish they'd put him in regular population and let those guys do the due justice that he needs coming.
Pop, right?
Well, this is the thing, okay? When somebody gets the death penalty, okay, there should be no appeals whatsoever. They get the death penalty, 6 months later, they kill them, and that's it.
It's an automatic appeal. When there's a death penalty, it's an automatic appeal.
I know, but isn't that stupid?
Oh, it is.
I mean, come on, dude. They said you did it. You got accused of it. I mean, it's like the two, they're having two trials. Why not just put it into one and get him for all of it?
Yeah, I agree with that. It's hard to understand, but we don't want to be. Wouldn't want to be a lawyer with all the little things that you have to do. Every time you run into something or you do something, you got to make sure it falls in that. And really,
I would love to be a prosecutor. I really would. I would. I mean, I would put his cactus in the dirt.
Right.
So,
yeah, but they have to go by. They have to follow all these little different things, and that's what's up. And at the end of the day, it's who puts on the better show, and that it's who puts on the better show. Period. If you don't got any kind of like oomph behind you, and you're not telling a story with a big flair, you're gonna get eaten up.
Yeah. Well, they already went after him 3 times, and oh no, that was the other guy, Kohlberger or whatever his name is. But anyway, thanks for taking my call. You are so cool. I love your situation. I love what you do. Keep it up, girl.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Man, we got so many cool people here, you guys. 408-538-1516. Where are all the cool people at? Where are all the cool kids calling in? Yeah, appeals are not about the verdict, but the case that the case was handled. And appeals, it's an automatic appeal when you get the death penalty. It's just how it is, because Gringa's right. There are people that are not guilty, guys, that are in there. You're right, Gringa. You're right.
Call from
your Leo twin.
Oh, I got my friend Sharon, my Leo twin. What's up, Sharon? How you doing?
Oh my gosh, Jay, it's like calling in a radio show to win the prize.
Hey, I'm glad you remember
the green
that.
button.
I'm glad you remember that. I used to do that. I used to sit at work and I'd call in while I'm doing my little typing, and I would win tickets, man. I love that.
Oh my gosh, you have to be fast like Ninja.
Yeah. All right. What you got?
First, I want to say, Foxy, you crack me up.
Yeah, Fox.
I love her sense of humor. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Hey,
We love
you
her.
have the best mods right now. I say that all the time.
I know. I agree. Yeah, they're
But
cool.
also this stupid drama that's out there in the universe. Deflection. You don't need that. But I really feel like there's some legal ways to deal with that if it's getting that deep and that serious.
Right. And I'll talk to you about that behind the scenes. I don't want to give them much because every time we say anything, they take that, clip it, and use it for some nonsense. So
Jesus. Nothing better to do. Like there's not things that everybody's trying to talk about.
Hey, we'll just think of it like this: good versus evil. That's how we'll have to think of it, right?
Right. And I'm watching so many names turn green. Your channel is growing. It's so awesome to see.
Yeah.
And just and to be a part of.
Yeah. I got to meet all these people like you. 333, by the way. Say a prayer that Maddie gets complete and utter justice.
Prayers.
Yes.
My question is, so the cop that accidentally had the photos on his personal phone.
Yeah.
Part of that force.
Look at that. Yeah. He just got a slap on the hand, slap on the wrist, wherever you got that. He absolutely is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're part of protecting her wherever she goes. So her mom was in real estate? Like I know those branch out far and people get a lot of friends in high places, but
no, it's not just real estate. There's some tricky stuff going on there. She has this office that is taxes, but it's also like taxes, real estate. And I've seen some lawsuits that she's put out in that area. And from what I hear, she has ties with the community there, especially the Hispanic community.
Well, I mean, hopefully they're uncovering and they're cracking down on that because the whole world's watching.
Right.
I don't think this is ever going to go away. And they're right. Jen can never live a peaceful life.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's going to be consequences. I don't know if crazy ass in jail can roll over and like, it sounds like he flip flops every time he talks.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
he was the only one. And then, no, there were other people, meaning not just him and her. It's so weird. And they saw him and saw what he had. And then just like, oh my gosh. And then Yolanda, everything's silent.
You got to remember too, we're on this way behind. Like we're way behind a lot of things right now. Like you just probably heard a call today and it's like a year ago. So we have this delayed thing going on. We're not in real time on any of this.
Oh, and now I'm getting different opinions about her dad. Like if he throws his weight around, I mean, I don't know.
And I don't want to give him an excuse. I'm going to tell you, okay, so here's my thing. When I'm telling you something, I'm not sticking up for anybody. I'm just telling you what I know. And what I know is that Tyler doesn't even have money to go out to Florida from Texas and be there for longer than a few days. Like they're broke. He's having trouble like mentally dealing with.
No, I'm talking about Juan.
Oh, what about Juan?
Like him, he's got to be part of like protecting her as well.
I think he probably is, but I mean, all of them are. The whole Soto family is.
Yeah, no, my heart goes out to Tyler. My heart goes out to Tyler because I've seen people try and get custody of their kids.
Yeah,
and they have to jump through hoops and do dog and pony tricks, and still in the end, if you don't have enough money,
well, he can't even
be your child.
He couldn't even go out to the thing because he didn't have any money, and they were gonna do a GoFundMe, but then they didn't want to because of the GoFundMe that Jen did fraudulently. So it everything. And they're all protecting. They'll tell you, I'm protecting Jen. They don't want anything to do with anybody that's ever badmouthed Jen.
My heart goes out to Tyler. That's probably one he wished he would have double covered.
But no, it's just a mess. But I just wanted to call in. It was like winning a prize, just getting through the line.
Even though you
And
could just call.
I do want to say Cindy, Foxy, Tiff, and Carly. I love you all for like the wind beneath your wings, man.
Right? They're my bodyguards.
Yes, and I want Foxy to come to a party. Like I'll throw one just so Foxy to be there. She's
Hey,
hilarious.
Foxy's in California and I'm in California. I feel like, I'm gonna see Foxy at some point. She's gonna lift me up. I think she's she's way bigger than me. So I'm gonna get on her shoulders and be like, now I can see through the crowd.
And I can't even imagine the joke she would have about that.
Right. Oh yeah.
Well, listen, I'll let the next caller call. I just wanted to call in and just support you. I just love you. I love everybody that's supporting you. And fuck them if they don't understand you.
Yeah. Screw them. It's Friday, baby. Well, thank you. I hope you're doing better. How's the shingles?
Yes, my shingles are getting better. But
Good.
Man, I don't wish that on anybody. That is terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, no,
but
we don't.
I'm
glad. Hopefully that's the only time you ever get it. And Foxy says I'm 6'2", 275. All right. So she's got our back.
Nice.
All right.
And I can
Karen.
tell. I just love everybody.
Really cool.
Stay safe.
And Tiff said we love you too. And Synth says, I don't know what Synth. Synth's crazy. Synth is my crazy girl.
We're all crazy. That's what I love about this.
No,
We talk we're very serious about what we talk about and we care, but it's the best community because we can still laugh at the end of the day.
You have to, otherwise you'll cry, right?
Yes.
All right,
okay,
Sharon.
well,
thank you.
Talk to you next time.
All right, bye-bye. All right,
Bye.
guys, I actually didn't hear any calls coming through. There's 313 people here. Nobody else has anything to say. If you don't, then I'm gonna go do something else, y'all. But yeah, Friday's call-ins. I love Friday's call-ins. 408-538-1516. Does anyone else have anything to say? We're at 2 hours. Did Jennifer Soto's case get botched? Is it being botched now? What's happening? Karen says, sorry to say, but Tyler, Maddie, Dad should get his crap together and get some money and advocate for his daughter. Again, I'm not an advocate for him. And whatever you guys say, hey, that's your opinion, right? Agreed. I mean, right? Tiff Knox says, chicken fights in the pool. Oh, yeah. Chicken fights would be the best. Summertime chicken fights. Shotgun. All right, guys. I see a lot of people. Shannon's struggling to cook, so she can't call. Lynette loves hearing the calls, but she's not going to call. T-Ree has to run. All right. Elizabeth is asking Tiff, did she get the email? You know what? Then if nobody's calling in, that sounds great to me. I'm gonna go get a milkshake or make myself a milkshake. I can hear the girls in the background having fun. I think they went and got ice cream without me. Indie Girl, thank you so much for the Guilty of Crime membership and gifting that. Hello, Janet, just rolled in. You guys, what happened in the phone lines? You guys were calling just da-da-da-da, and then 320 people, nobody's here. Allie Kelly, what you got? We got a phone number to call in, 408-538-1516. Nobody wants to call, huh? All right, guys. Then, yeah, I'm 5 feet with shoes on, all right? Missy, you guys are all rolling in like really late. Where'd you come from? All right, guys, that's it then. Thank you guys for being here. You guys do me a favor. I'm going to shut the phone line down. Do me a favor. I'm going to turn it off now so we don't have to hear it. Hit the like button. You guys, I know you subscribed already. 420 plus tonight. Marta, thank you guys for being here. Let me shut this down so nobody says I couldn't get through. This down. All right. All right, guys. I love you. Have a good night. I will not see you until next week. Tiff, go plant your roses. Just Josie, thank you. Say a prayer that Maddie gets complete utter justice. And go check out Grish's stuff, you guys. He put this new he's gonna have a new video, but he put out some new content with a Tamagotchi with Jen Soto's face. Go over to him, go subscribe. Next time, Ali Callie and Wendy and Barbie and Jennifer, maybe you guys can call in and we can hear your thoughts. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you on Monday. Peace out, y'all.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?